Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
A very good afternoon, ma'am.
A very good afternoon, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Now, children, I sent you a link. In that, it was explained about. Have you all seen that? After
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what?
to tell you, it was explained in a very pictorial form also and in a very easy way. What I want to tell you, that was explained very well. Ronnie, close your screen. So, and that showed that how nicely it was explained that how the mechanism of taking in of oxygen was explained in the case of fish. Now, today we are here with this chapter respiration, and we will talk about respiration in human. What happens in human and how developed or how the human beings carry out their respiration process. So, children, before starting this topic according to the book, whatever we experience every day, every moment, what is that? We inhale oxygen or we inhale air, we take air and we carbon dioxide. That we know. So, the taking in of this air, oxygen, air rich in oxygen, is your inhalation, and giving out of the air rich in carbon dioxide is known as exhalation. Now, there are two processes over here, respiration and breathing. Now, what does this breathing means? Breathing ka matlab. In respiration also, we say that there is breaking down of glucose to give energy, to release energy. So, breathing consists of inhalation and exhalation. But respiration consists of the breaking down of your food molecules, that is glucose, into energy. Means that respiration is a advanced form or a further process of breathing. Breathing only takes place about the respiration of about the process of just taking in, inhaling air, inhaling oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. But we are not doing that much. नहीं हम लोग नहीं कर रहे हैं. What we are doing? We are going. What we are doing? We are taking the food particles. That food particles get broken into its energy form, and that energy form gives us a strength to utilize it for our. Then, children, do you have the structure of this respiratory organs in your mind?
Your voice is not coming.
Stop discussing among yourself. Do you have any idea of the respiratory organ in your mind? So you just see your book. Go to the book, page number 108. A very clear picture of your respiratory organs are given over here. So starting from the nasal passage, what are they? They just, we will revise those parts in Kushagra. This Kushagra, please don't disturb. Please don't disturb. Concentrate on your studies. Very few time you are getting for each subject and you all are trying to waste it. So, first we will see that what are the parts of the human respiratory organ. That is nasal passage, oral cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, heart and ribs. Apart from this, there is one very important part of the respiratory organ that is mentioned in the other diagram in your book. That is your diaphragm. Now, why I am saying, children, that diaphragm is a very important part? I am telling you this because diaphragm plays a very important role in the process of respiration. First of all, let us concentrate on only the respiratory organs. Nasal cavity, from there the respiratory organ starts, and it is again carried through the pharynx and larynx, and it goes and moves into the lungs. But we all know that the lungs are what? The muscular organ. They are the two muscular chambers which are made up of muscles. Now, children, those things which are only of muscles, they require some support to rest on. Okay? So this support is provided by what? The diaphragm. So diaphragm is a support or resting platform of the lungs.
Good morning,
Good morning, but you are late. Try to come earlier. Then we can say that the diaphragm is the supporting organ or resting organ on which the lungs rest. Okay. Then what other activity or what other part it is playing in the respiratory process? First of all, when we take in oxygen, what will happen if we take in oxygen? अगर मान लो कहीं हवा भरते हैं, आप एक बलून का एग्जाम्पल ले लो. जब हवा आप बलून में भरते हो तो क्या होता है? What happens in that? The balloon expands, वो थोड़ा enlarged होते जाता है. In the same way, when you are putting or taking in oxygen through your nasal cavity or nasal passage goes to your lungs, ultimately passing from the oral cavity, larynx and pharynx, it reaches your lungs. The lungs starts broadening or enlarging. So when it will enlarge, then it will push up the diaphragm or not. Yes, it will push up the diaphragm, means the diaphragm will go lower, a bit lower. Then what will happen? Below the diaphragm, we have our stomach. Kushag, you are disturbing. So, below the diaphragm, we have our stomach. So, the pressure will be given on the stomach. Then after that, because this does not take much time in this process, as I am explaining you slowly, but in that case also we have inhaled 10 to 20 times, isn't it? So this is a continuous process which is going on. So here we see that when the lungs enlarge, then the diaphragm goes down. Then what will happen? Again the diaphragm will contract. Here the role of the diaphragm is much more. The diaphragm will suddenly contract and push the lungs to exhale the carbon dioxide which it has collected from the organs out from the lungs in the form of carbon dioxide. So here, children, this diaphragm plays a very, very important role in our respiration. Now, let us see what is given in the book. The diaphragm is a muscular partition which separates the chest cavity from the lower abdominal cavity. The chest cavity is surrounded by rib cage, the lungs, and located in the chest cavity. Now, this, children, this is a very important thing that has been explained, that our lungs is not only supported by the diaphragm, that muscular structure, but the ribs are also present there, which is a hard bony skeleton, and these ribs are joined with the diaphragm and the chest cavity, and they are protecting the heart also. The heart is also what? A muscular structure. So if it is not being protected by any bony skeleton or bony part or a strong part, then by any jerk or by any, you can say, or by any external pressure, it may get damaged. So this ribs and the chest cavity, they play a very important role. That is, they are playing a very important role in protection of the heart and the lungs. So this diaphragm, along with your rib cage, they are the protective covering. Like in each part, which is very delicate, where we don't have bones, we have a skeletal covering in our body. Like our brain. Brain is not you can say, it is a semi-solid fluid. So it has to be poured or it has to be kept in a skull, which is a bony structure. So here, every part, it is made in such a way that it should not be damaged by any strong jerk, or it should not get hurt even by a strong pressure. So God has made this body very strong, and it has all the machineries very well equipped or well planned, so that by any external pressure or by a small, little bit of jerk, we cannot have the muscular organs hurt or distorted. Then comes your next topic, that is breathing rate. Now, every time, children, you might have seen say, Arnav Raj Singh, don't disturb the class. Now, after that, the number of times, this breathing rate is the number of time a person breathes or takes air. That is known as breathing rate. And this one breath is one inhalation plus one exhalation. How we will count? We will not count it separately. We will count it complete. That means one time we have taken in and the other time we have taken out the carbon dioxide. Inhalation and exhalation. That will be counted as one breath. Okay. Then an adult normal breathes up to 14 to 20 times per minute. For a adult normal means the breathing rate is faster in children, means the newly born infant children, those who are born. So this is this is not fixed for all of them. It varies. Then it will vary. Then you will have vigorous exercises.
Ma'am, your voice is not coming clear.
Now, might be some network problem. So here, not from my side, it is clear. You just wait, I will repeat once again. So here, in adult normal, the breathing rate is 14 to 20 times, and this can vary in children, and it can also vary in case of vigorous exercises. What do you mean by vigorous exercises? Vigorous exercises means the fast exercises that either you are running, either you are jogging, or you are walking very fast. These are considered as vigorous exercises. And at that time, your breathing rate may vary to 80 breaths per minute. In 1 minute, you have 80 breaths per minute. Then, it is not in case of baby organ. In case of newborn baby, the breathing rate is about 40 breaths per minute. Then, in smaller animals, the breathing rate may be fast than the larger animals. For example, a rat breathes about 60 times per minute. For 1 minute, the rat is breathing 60 times. While a horse breathes only 12 times per minute. So this varies from person to person, or this varies from organism to organism. Okay, and this breathing rate also is, you can say that this breathing rate is very important part of the life also. And when we are having our faster breathing rate, at that time we require more oxygen to inhale, and when we are not getting it in sufficient amount, then the muscles sometimes they get blocked and they produce lactic acid. And this lactic acid can lead to severe pain in that part. So at that time we require much oxygen. Now, then the next part of your chapter, that is mechanism of breathing. Much of the part I have explained you just now, but let us see what is given in your book. The process of breathing can be divided into two phases: inspiration or inhalation, and expiration or exhalation. In inspiration, air moves into lungs, air is out of the lungs. The lungs themselves have no muscle tissue. Their movement is controlled by rib cage and diaphragm. This I have told you before also in explaining the structure of the lungs, that these are totally muscular. It's a support to carry out its function and get a protective part just in front of it or below it, so that it can rest also and it can be protected also. So this rib cage and diaphragm plays a very important role. During inspiration, the muscles around the rib cage contract, lifting the upward and outward. Now tell me, अगर आप किसी भी सपोज कर लो आप कोई ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट बना रहे हो जिसमें आप थोड़ा मूवेबल टाइप का स्पाइक्स लगा दो, और उसके बाद आप एक बलून लो और बलून को एक नीचे कोई स्टिक टाइप का रखकर और उसमें आप इस बलून को रख दो। आप उस बलून में हवा फिल करो, just fill it with air. You will see that it is full. Piyush, stop talking. So this, when it is filled with air, then you will see that as it is getting enriched with air, that balloon, you will see the spikes that is movable, that will also move enlarged, or it will move forward, and the diaphragm, that is the stick that on which the lungs is resting, that will also move. That will move towards the stomach, or the, you can say, this abdominal cavity, and the spikes are your ribs. So both will show what? Enlargement. Why? Because there is air going inside it. But when it has to be forced out, जब आप धीरे से हवा जब बलून का निकाल दोगे कि जो abdominal cavity है वो थोड़ा थोड़ा ऊपर आने लगा, means your stick जो अभी आप एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे हो, और रिब्स आपका क्या हो जाएगा? कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा। तो ये जो मूवमेंट ऑफ रिब्स एंड एब्डोमिनल कैविटी होता है, ये कैसे होगा? हाउ विल इट हैपन? It will happen by the muscles which are containing these ribs, or which are Seshan, I think you are very good singer. Then after that, Ashish, during inspiration, the muscle around the rib cage contract, lifting the ribs upward and outward, lowering the dome of the diaphragm until it forms a nearly flat sheet. Means it will become totally flat. It is turned or curved, then that will become flatter when it is air is being filled. As a result of these, the chest cavity expands because the lungs are attached to the chest cavity. They also expand. Due to this enlargement of lungs, air pressure inside the lungs falls below the pressure of the air outside. Now, this is just as we can understand air pressure. जब हवा का दबाव उसमें बढ़ेगा तो क्या होगा, आपका डायफ्राम क्या होगा, ऑलमोस्ट फ्लैट हो जाएगा। और जब वो हवा बाहर निकलेगा तो वो क्या हो जाएगा, बाहर कैसे निकलेगा, हाउ विल इट गो आउट, it will go out by the contraction of the muscles which are attached with the diaphragm, and that will create a vacuum. जब आप हवा ले रहे हो तो वहां एक वैक्यूम चेम्बर क्रिएट होगा, और जब आप हवा छोड़ रहे हो तो वहां पर क्या होगा, एक फोर्सफुल एक्टिविटी होगा थ्रू द मसल्स which will force the diaphragm to release the air from the lungs. Is it clear, children? Are you all understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then that is said, यही आपको बोल रहा है कि this creates a partial vacuum. वहां पर एक vacuum create होता है, so the air outside the body rushes into the lungs. When will the partial vacuum be created? It will be created when we are taking the air in. आपको जब वहां खाली जगह मिलेगा तभी ना आप हवा को अंदर ले जाओगे। So it is created by contraction of the muscles of the ribs and the diaphragm. During expiration, the muscles that lift the rib cage and lower diaphragm relax. जब आप expiration कर रहे हो, means हवा बाहर निकल रहा है बॉडी से, तो उस समय जो रिब्स का मसल्स है वो उसको मदद करता है लिफ्ट करने में लोअर डायफ्राम को, ताकि वो ऊपर की तरफ हवा को फोर्स करे और आपका उस समय वो क्या हो जाएगा, रिलैक्सेशन के पोजीशन में आ जाएगा। As a result, the rib cage and the diaphragm return to their original position and lungs contract. और तब वो क्या होगा, अपने ओरिजिनल पोजीशन पर डायफ्राम आ जाएगा और लंग्स अब क्या करेगा, अपने नॉर्मल सिचुएशन से वो फोर्स कर दिया ऊपर की तरफ हवा निकला, तो वो कहां से निकलेगा, नेजल कैविटी से, और नेजल कैविटी से फिर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बाहर निकल जाता है। With each such contraction of the lungs, the air inside them get forced out. और इसी तरह से जब लंग्स में कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा तो एयर क्या होगा, हमारे बॉडी से, हमारे लंग्स से बाहर निकल जाएगा। So this much is in the mechanism. But what is the question over here asked? Do you know why do we yawn? Children, when we feel sleepy, why do we feel sleepy? Because at that time, this oxygen level in our mind gets lessened. That is why we feel sleepy. And when we yawn, we want to fulfill the requirement of the brain to have much of the oxygen, and this causes us to yawn. The oxygen level becomes less. The brain senses when you are sleepy or drowsy, the lungs do not have enough oxygen from the air. This causes an increase of carbon dioxide in your body. The brain senses the increase and sends a message that causes you to take a deep breath when you want. Brings in oxygen and decreases carbon dioxide content in the blood. Okay? This is the reason for yawn. Then the second one is smoking affects our lungs. Yes, it is a very, very injurious activity that we do if we are having this habit of smoking, then that will damage our lungs to a great extent. And you see, burning of tobacco produces 4,000 chemicals. See how harmful it is. And tar. which all are produced due to smoking, are the substances which are produced and smoking damages the lungs and ways to occur. Smokers generally suffer from a variety of problems related to these problems range from less likely Kumar Anshu. Stop talking. I'm not reading for myself. I'm reading for you all so that you should know that smoking is not good for health, and so many types of unwanted substances which are not useful for our body are generated if we are smoking. That is your carbon monoxide, nicotine, tar. These all are the very injurious substances for our health, which can create breathing problem and diseases like cancer and emphysema. So with this, children, we have come to the end of the chapter. No, one more point is there in the next one, next page. How is oxygen transported from lungs to the other part? A very simple answer is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is known as the respiratory carrier. So when we take in oxygen, then all the body parts gets enriched by the this oxygen. And how does this happen? It happens because in each and every part of our body, the blood is running, and this blood carries the oxygen different parts of our body. Okay. Okay. So, children, we will discuss this topic. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Here, the topic was how is oxygen transported from lungs to other parts of the body. The blood, while passing through the lungs, picks up oxygen with the help of red pigment called hemoglobin. Blood is red due to presence of hemoglobin in it. Hemoglobin transports oxygen to different parts of the body. It up some of the carbon dioxide produced by the cells during cellular respiration and transports it to the lungs for expiration. Hemoglobin thus acts as a respiratory carrier for our body. Why do we need to breathe out carbon dioxide? Children, this is another question. High level of carbon dioxide in the body proves to be toxic. So it has to be removed from the body. It is brought to the lungs by blood and then removed when we exhale. So these are very simple points that you should know. Then how will you test that the air which we have exhaled contains carbon dioxide? Take a drinking straw and test tube containing freshly prepared lime water. Place one end of the straw in the lime water and blow the exhaled air gently at the other end of the straw. When the lime water turns milky due to presence of carbon dioxide in the air, exhaled air. So this is a sure test of presence of carbon dioxide in the air, because this when we exhale the air and connect it or pour it into the lime water, then it will turn into milky. Milky means दूधिया, milk के color का हो जाएगा. So that proves that the air which we have exhaled contains carbon dioxide. Okay. For those who have joined late in the class, you turn to the objective questions. Or all of you have completed this. ये आप लोग complete कर लिए हो. Those who are late.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. And listen one thing. Please help your class students, those who have come late or those who ask for the question answer or the objective ones, so that they can also complete their work. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, tell me some answer some questions. In human, breathing takes place with the help of dash and dash. The organs which help in breathing.
Lungs.
With the help of which organ it takes place?
Ma'am, repeat the question.
In human, breathing takes place with the help of dash and dash.
Diaphragm and chest muscles.
High level of carbon dioxide in the body can be dash.
Toxic.
Yes.
Toxic.
कोई नहीं खाया तो मैंने दे दिया.
Ma'am, next question.
Breathing is a process of external respiration which involves dash and dash.
Taking in and giving out air.
Yes,
Inspiration and expiration.
that is also correct. Inhalation and exhalation.
Exhalation.
Expiration, taking in or taking out.
Inhalation and exhalation.
Yes. Oxygen is carried in each part of our body through dash.
Blood.
Hemoglobin. Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin contained in the blood. Hemoglobin contained in the blood.
Yes. The red color is due to the
Hemoglobin.
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 Hemoglobin. Okay, ma'am.
All living organisms require dash to perform various biological activities.
Energy.
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 Respiration.
Energy.
Water, loss of excess water also takes place through dash and is called dash. In plants, loss of
Stomata and is called transpiration.
process is known as transpiration.
yes. Okay, so we have completed this topic. So tomorrow I will once again tell you the question answer and all. I'll just so that you can revise it. This week you all are having your test. Maybe अभी आप लोग को जाएगा notice. आप लोग का 3 on the coming Sunday. So
Okay, ma'am.
okay, you tell your parents to just attend that. Okay. Thank you all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nice day, ma'am. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good day.